there's just a light about her. And there was a moment that I had with her when she was just a baby that I just knew I could do this. This was okay. We could do this. It took about when 8 years ago, I had a baby and we were very excited to welcome this new little baby into the world. We didn't know what the sex was, and so we were really, it was one of those like high anticipation, and we had a boy and a girl, so either way we were prepared, and we had the delivery and everything went normal, and the doctor, well, my doctor didn't show up, so that part wasn't normal, but the doctor delivered the baby and handed her off to me, and I was, just elated as you would a brand new mom. And about, I don't know, an hour into having her there and seeing this beautiful little baby, I started to think to myself, she looks a little different than my other kids. And I didn't really put too much focus into it, but I remember thinking that she had a nose like my neighbor did, and growing up, and he had Down syndrome, but I still didn't think much about it. It was about 6 hours later when our pediatrician showed up, and he examined the baby and asked my brothers to leave the room who were there with us, and my husband and I, our hearts just sunk, because we knew if you're being asked to have someone leave the room, it's not good news. And we found out that she had Down syndrome, and I remember my world stopping on a dime at that moment. I just couldn't imagine how I was going to do this, and I remember thinking, I can't do this. I'm not capable of handling something this hard. And it was a really dark moment, which looking back now I wish it wasn't, because I now know how beautiful of a moment it was. But it took some help from my husband and a lot of prayer. My husband was really positive about the experience, and so it was good to have that. It was good to have his help and his support in that time. And I just remember feeling very alone, and I would talk to my mom, I would talk to my husband, but I just felt like no one could really understand how I was feeling about it, and very inadequate for the job of being a mom, of someone that would need extra help. And after a lot of praying and trying to figure things out, I started to realize that I needed Christ to get through this, and it helped me immensely just to feel of His support, and He understood me. But Ellie, there's just a light about her, and there was a moment that I had with her when she was just a baby that I just knew I could do this. This was okay. We could do this. It took about a week of me being hormonal, I guess is the right word, but I finally realized, okay, we're gonna be okay, and we can do this. And it's funny because you have your life kind of planned out. At least I did. I always saw I pictured the family and how it was gonna be, and never pictured my family with the Down syndrome child. And what a blessing she has been in our lives, and what an angel she is, and how she's made our lives so much better. And I guess the way I refashioned my life was that I threw all my old rules out the window, and I now lived by a different set, and it has changed my life for the better because I see people differently. And I think one of the best things that she has taught me is to see people for who they are, and it's just been the neatest experience. Her heart is so huge, and she loves, I can't even explain how she loves, but I know her purpose is to teach us how to love other people. And so I think I've learned more tolerance because of her, and I have learned patience and things that I was praying for before, which is funny, but just to be better, to try harder. Oh, this pen's not working, is it? There you go. Okay. Good job. job. Give me a high five. You did so good. Do you want to show what you did? Say, this is a huge accomplishment for us. This is something that's been super exciting for us. That she can write her name. Huh? Is that awesome? Can you give me a high five? Yeah. Okay. Okay, kids. One of the things that I've taken from this is that I don't think people are very aware of the fact that Down syndrome children are aborted. It's 90% of the time they're aborted when a parent finds out that they have a child with Down syndrome. And I know it's a scary thing, and it's something that is just, it's mind-blowing. I mean, I know, I've been there. But I think one time, something that stuck out to me more than anything is a man in Florida that I got in contact with had told me that had they known their daughter had Down syndrome before they had her, they would have aborted her. And now, no, because they didn't find out before they had her, they are so happy that they have her and so glad to have her in their lives. And if they had made that decision, they never would have had this beautiful blessing. And I just want to spearhead like this cause. I don't know how to do it, but I want to. Just, find out first and make sure you know all the facts before you decide to do something like that, because these children have such a gift, and it's amazing, and your home will be forever changed because of this gift that you've been given.